Hey, what is going on, guys? It is me, Greasy, but of course, not literally. And I'm a handheld gamer, guys. I love being able to play my game on the go, or laying down, or on the toilet, or not that I've done that, but yeah, anyways, I love handheld gaming. But we may have lost the plot a little bit recently, and I kind of want to talk about that in this video. I'm a day one Switch 2 owner, and I love it. But when that price was announced to be $450, people were pretty upset, saying, this is an outrage and shit like that. But is it really that bad when you have stuff like the newly announced Lenovo Legion Go 2 at the least going to be for 1K and models that cost even more? Is it really that big of a deal? So let's kick back, have a discussion on handheld gaming. I want to talk about this IGN post I saw the other day, saying that the Switch 2 has a new PC handheld market to be scared of. And I don't know if I agree with that. During the Switch 1's life, and to be fair, later into it, but still for a big chunk, the Steam Deck was on the market. And that was a much stronger handheld. I saw a lot of people who wanted the Steam Deck for that power and an affordable price tag. It seemed pretty fair. But times have changed, and we're in a new age of wanting our games to look the best, play the best. With a modern day economy, putting a handheld together with that new tech that works the best, it can often lead to these new higher prices. I remember when handhelds were supposed to be cheaper alternatives to a console that, you would take in your car, stuff like that. They didn't look nearly as good as console games, but they would have their own games built for them and they could fit in your pocket. Handhelds nowadays are these big, chunky guys because they have to fit all this new tech in to make them look like console experiences. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I enjoy my Switch 2 and how I can play these console looking games on a handheld, but I do miss being able to fit a handheld in my pocket. I have a lot of these handhelds like that already. My 3DS, my DSi, my GBA SP, and I love them. But for a lot of these older handhelds like these, they, like let's say the ones I listed in the PS Vita, PSP, they're getting more expensive by the day. My point is that handheld gaming isn't cheap anymore. It's not an alternative for people not wanting to spend a lot on a console, and it kind of sucks. But a handheld for 1K plus? I just think that's crazy. People hated on the Switch 2's price, but they didn't seem to understand what Nintendo goes for. A console at an affordable price. Could they have made it stronger with an OLED screen, had all the best parts and stuff, making it the strongest thing on the market? Yeah, they probably could have. But like these new PC handhelds, that's why they won't do that. It costs more money. It costs too much money. They opted to use older hardware that's already been in use that still can perform at these high levels, that's gone down in price. So that the console, it's more affordable to the average gamer. These new expensive handhelds aren't for the average Joe. They're for these people that have this kind of money, and that's just not everybody. The moral of the story here is that yes, the Switch 2 may not be as strong, but it has a more affordable price tag, making it more appealing, unlike these newer handhelds, using this expensive new tech. Handhelds have changed so much over the years, and in a lot of good ways and in a lot of bad ways. But stuff like these powerful machines will go down in price over time. And, if you really want a powerful handheld that can play these games at the crazy FPSs and the crazy, all this, it looks amazing. Wait till this tech goes down in price. Companies like Steam and Nintendo will make their consoles with that tech, and that power will be in your hands for a more affordable price. Or, just spend the 1K. I don't care. It's your money. After all, maybe you're rich, I'm definitely not. But yeah, handheld gaming has changed a lot. But so far, it's only going to get more expensive. but you can always wait for it to be cheaper. I see a lot of people these days on the internet going back to the size of these handheld consoles. I see a lot of people on the internet these days wondering, when are we going to go back to true portability in handhelds? These things are big. I'm holding my Switch 2 right now. I couldn't fit this in my pocket if I tried to. If I'm taking it out, I have to take it out in my case, and I'll usually put it in my backpack. Because I'm not carrying that case around. I'll look like a nerd. Which I am, but, I don't want it to appear that way. Of course, we can't go back to that. There are a lot of handhelds that are smaller, made by companies that mostly just emulate older games. And, I see them a lot. I see a lot of reviews, people reviewing these consoles. I'm not going to ever probably get one of those. They just, I don't know, they look cheap. They don't really do anything besides emulate games. If you're buying a PC handheld, like the Steam Deck, the Legion Go, stuff like that, you're buying it for not just games, but a portable PC. And why you would want a portable PC, I'm not too sure. I mean, I have a PC, and a lot of the stuff I do on it, like, make these videos, edit, stuff like that, I don't really think I need to do it in handheld. I think I would rather do it on a larger screen. But some people like that, being able to use a computer in their hands. I see a lot of people even say, well, why don't you just get a laptop? I'm not going to get a laptop. If I really wanted to have a portable console in my hands, I wouldn't use a laptop. Like a portable PC, I wouldn't use a laptop. No. I'd probably much rather get a Steam Deck, or something in the middle. There are PC handhelds that are stronger in the middle, like the new Xbox One coming out, for example. That's $700. That's still very expensive, but yeah, it's just, handheld gaming is just so expensive now, and I just feel like people aren't going to be able to afford this. The masses aren't going to be able to afford this. But of course, like I said, that is where Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch 2, even Nintendo Switch 1, really, that's where they all come into play. They're much more affordable consoles. I don't know about the Switch, but with pretty powerful performing hardware, and I feel like they're good alternatives until stuff like this goes down in price in the next couple of years. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts on the state of handheld gaming, let me know in the comments. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm working on a lot of reviews right now, but, playing games takes time. I'm playing through Chronos right now. I'm having a blast. Playing through Silk Song, having a blast. And then some other games I'm playing right now. I'm playing Metal Gear Solid, having a blast with that. I'm trying to get all these games done. I'm trying to go through them one by one. I think I want to finish Chronos, then Metal Gear, then Silk Song. And then, obviously there's more games I could do. But yeah, I'm working on those, so stay tuned for those. Please sub if you, want to keep up with my channel, my videos, and my reviews. But yeah, I'm Greasy, but of course, not literally. And I'll see you guys next time.